Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the commission. So I'm here to take responsibility of my part in this. Um, it was not done out of malice. I am sorry for the incident that did occur. Um, but I didn't take her there with the intent to harm her in any way. This was simply a bad judgment call, my ignorance and my misunderstanding of the 14th Amendment at the time. Because I still am kind of confused when it comes to when is it okay to violate one person's constitutional right versus another. If she's asking to be let out of the vehicle, which is what she did, how do I have the right to detain her if this is a consensual encounter at that point in time? Now, there are things that I should have done, like stop when I got some distance away after she started throwing rocks at me and contact my supervisor. But that's just that's my own mistake for being I was a young officer. As far as notifying my supervisor, when I got back into town, I did notify my supervisor, and for him to say that he thought it was a homeless encampment at another location is not truthful. He grew up in this town just like I did. He knew exactly where Neal Road was. So that's not only a failure on my part, that's a failure on his part. Um, and if she was also so under the influence, I don't understand his ability to allow me to transfer her or transport her to another city alone. So I also did not have any further training except for the academy in um how would say it DRE, drug and alcohol addiction, like noticing that people are under the influence. So the more time I spent with her, the more I thought it was like meth induced psychosis. Like she would come in and she would come out. So that's, again, that's my fault, but that's failure on other people's parts at all. That's why I don't think I should be the only one being punished for this. Um, Other than that, I don't really have much else to say other than I'm sorry that this incident occurred and I've learned from it. And if I'm allowed to retain my certification, it'll never happen to me or any other officers that I'm around.
Thank you, Mr. Sasek. Any questions for Mr. Sasek? Seeing none, thank you.
Commissioner Terrio.
Oh, sorry, Commissioner Terrio.
Commissioner Terrio, sir, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
You just talked about other people. Specifically, what would you do differently yourself in this situation?
If I were to have this situation happen again,
Yes.
well, hopefully I would have more training because I'd put in for it, but was denied. But I would take more time. The city of Oroville is kind of hard to work in because it's completely understaffed. They run 2 officers and a supervisor. So instead of worrying about being able to back my fellow officers, I would have taken the time, I would have got a medical clearance. And had I somehow ended up on Neal Road again, I would have pulled off, waited, contacted my supervisor, and found out what to do.
I understand that we're all short-staffed throughout the state, mostly, but specifically on like just a human level, what would you have done differently? Do you have regret in what occurred?
I have regret because of what she claims happened to her. But as far as like the incident itself, like I don't know how else to handle it other than, like I said, I would contact my supervisor. But at the same point in time, I would have stopped. I would have let her out if she's asking to be let out. It's not a This is a consensual encounter, and this is something that's preached in the academy. Is if it's a consensual encounter and somebody wants to walk away, they have the right to walk away. The only difference was she was in my car, so I found what I believe to be a safe place to let her out, and I let her out and I let her have her freedom.
I understand that. I've been around the whole thing about dropping. I mean, I'm familiar with Butte County. The dropping her off on Neal Road. I mean, what, if anything, can you say towards all that? It seems to kind of be like a deliberate indifference to, her condition.
It was the location where we're at. It had nothing to do with it being a place. I didn't want to leave her on Highway 99 because I felt that was unsafe, and it was right in front of me. So I turned right. And like I said, I grew up here. I knew there was a big old dirt tractor trailer parking lot. It has a white light on it. So I stopped there and I let her out.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other questions? Additional questions? Thank you, Mr. Sasek.
Thank you.
Does anyone else wish to address the commission at this time? Ms. Williams?
Robert Sasek. As a woman, I can't call him an officer. You arrested a woman, transported her to a remote area, and abandoned her with no way to communicate. Failed to activate his BWC. As a direct result of his actions, the woman sustained major injuries when hit by a vehicle. His misconduct led to a $3 million settlement against the department. This case is one of the clearest examples of abuse of authority and gross misconduct. An officer who causes such harm cannot be entrusted with public safety. I recommend that post-commission immediately decertify Robert Sasek. Commissioners, this case is horrendous. I cannot even call Sasek an officer after reviewing this case. There is no excuse for this pattern of behavior, recklessness, abuse of authority, and criminal conduct by an individual who should never again be allowed to wear the badge. As a woman, I must state that women, regardless of their health conditions, are not worthy of being deemed as bitches, nor should we be unworthy of a duty of care for our lives while in the custody of law enforcement. We are human beings and should not be treated as discarded trash left in a dark, secluded place with no lighting, or should I say one light. Anyone with common sense, not training, would know better. If high standards truly existed within law enforcement, this decertification process would not even be necessary because he would be in prison. The fact that we are here today proves that accountability has too often been absent, and it is now your responsibility to ensure it is enforced. The choice before you is clear. Either allow this officer, to remain in position where he can do further harm, or use the authority granted under Senate Bill 2 to permanently decertify him. The community is watching, and we expect decisive action. Accountability is not optional, it is a requirement. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Williamson. Anyone else? Mr. Miller. Welcome back, sir.
Yusef Miller, North County Equity and Justice Coalition, Saving Lives in Custody, California. And this egregious case is exactly the way my colleague was explaining, that this type of indifference is not something you can train out of a person. It's not something that you can educate or give resources for.